Game day 4 here at the Spikers Turf Open Conference 2026 preliminary round, and you're just in time for our last match of the day. That is the Alpha Insurance Protectors going against the 3B Event Masters. Of course, this is your courtside reporter of this game, Ayana Perlas. Who will take home the win today? We'll find out only here where power meets passion. Welcome to the Spikers Turf.
Don't you just love that new theme song for Spikers Turf? It is so beautiful, and we welcome you to our continuing coverage of the Spikers Turf Open Conference on Pilipinas Live. We are now ready to feature the 3B Event Masters as they take on the Alpha Insurance Protectors. This follows the 3-set victory of the Savage Spin Doctors against Volleyball Never Stops, the VNS Griffins just a while ago. Alpha Insurance finding themselves still in good position in terms of our team standings, of course, with the arrival of their signal recruits, Cian Silang, even Jan Ronquillo. Things are looking bright for them as they take on the 3B Event Masters. 3B coming off of a big win, though, against VNS. So let's see if their confidence could actually domino onto this matchup here inside the Phil Oil Center. Thank you for joining us, folks. You already heard from Ayana Perlas. My name is Mix Gomez. Joining me is Paneng de Konigswater. Paneng, such a great day to cover the Spikers Turf once again.
Well, that's right. And actually, this is going to be an exciting match, especially we know that Alpha Insurance looking to bounce back after losing their previous game. And 3B Event Masters naman, on the other hand, nanalo big time, a 5-set win against VNS. So it will be interesting to find out what will happen in today's game.
Now let's see the full picture of the Spikers Turf Open Conference in terms of our team standings. Where are they now?
Well, so far, Crisscross, King Crunchers, and Savage still undefeated for this conference. But looking at today's game, Alpha Insurance are coming off their second loss of the tournament after dropping 4 sets against Savage, while 3B Event Masters, on the other hand, got their first win of the conference after winning a thrilling 5 sets against VNS, nearly avoiding a reverse sweep for that game. And going back to the format of this conference, this preliminary round...
Hope you're okay, partner. This is the
bola.
beauty of the Spikers Turf. Balls are just flying around.
Warm up pa lang yan. But yes, going back to the format of this conference, this preliminary round will be a double round robin, and the top 4 teams will move on to the semifinals, which will be a single round robin, and the top 2 teams will move on to the championship round, which will be a best of 3 series.
Not more chances to go for these 2 teams, but now let's break down the previous assignment of Alpha Insurance. You mentioned they lost to the Savage Spin Doctors. They actually had a good chance in that one because it was split 1-1 after 2 sets. Unfortunately, they fell short at the end.
Well, I think what stood out during that game is a solid first ball and floor defense of Savage. Even though Alpha Insurance dominated in the blocking department, especially during the second set, where they scored 5 kill blocks just for that set, it's just that Savage had a steady first ball, so they were able to execute some game plays and then a lot of combination hits, as well as their defense. They had 20 digs for that game, and going back to their reception, that's 44% reception efficiency compared to 29% of Alpha Insurance. So dun nahirapan makakuha din ng puntos ng Alpha for that game.
We always say first ball is such a big thing in volleyball, and that difference of 15% basically was a difference in the matchup for Savage and Alpha Insurance. Well, one big difference for Alpha Insurance was Jao Umandal, who, as we know, is one of the marquee players that we have in this tournament. His transfer onto Alpha Insurance got us very excited, had 21 big ones, and also had 10 receptions. So a double-double for him in the previous outing.
That's right, but for that game, it was only Jao Umandal who scored in double digits. So coming to this game, it will be better for the squad to help also Jao, because their opponents will expect na siya na yung magiging leading scorer for their squad. So as much as possible, distribute the ball. But of course, Jao Omandal, like what you mentioned, 21 big points with a 53% attack efficiency. So that's a huge number for Jao.
You know, we could actually call it a triple-double for Ja because he did have 10 errors in that game. So he's got to be careful about that statistic. Let's stick with the scoring and the good reception for Jao in this game. Now let's talk about their opponents, the 3B Event Masters, outlasting Volleyball Never Stops in 5 sets. Although their coach did tell me it could have been done after 3, Paning.
Well, actually, they won the first 2 sets. It was a good game for the Event Masters. But yun lang, humabol ang VNS nung 3rd and 4th set. But what stood out during the 5th set is it was a back and forth 5th set, but they had a 3-0 run. Na yun naman, pinanghawakan nila yun. And because of that 3-0 run, nauna sila sa 12 points, dominating 12-9 lead, and eventually got that win in 5 sets.
Look at that, set number 3 score, 25-27. They were, what, 1-2 points away from getting the victory against VNS in short fashion. But they did tell me a win is a win, and let's see if they can translate that against one of the up-and-coming teams in the Spikers Turf and Alpha Insurance. Now let's talk about more up-and-coming players. This is Carl Berdal. Of course, he was a finals MVP back with Arellano. He has translated his skills onto the Spikers Turf, exploding into near 30 points in their previous game.
1 point shy away from 30 points, but Berdal's 29 points is the best scoring performance of this conference so far. So kaya pa ng lamangan yon. It was a 5-set. It was a 5-set game, but still he was able to score 29 points. And like what you mentioned, he is a former NCAA Finals MVP who played for Arellano and helping the Chiefs win their first NCAA in 16 years. So for this team naman, for the Event Masters, of course, Berdal will be the leader in the scoring department for their squad.
If you ask me, Paning, I want to see a showdown between Carl Berdal and Jao Umandal in terms of scoring later on. But we do want to know your thoughts as well. If you have any, come on and post them on social media, and please use our hashtag SpikersTurf2026. We'll be looking forward to hearing and reading your thoughts on social media. But now we're ready to turn you over to our venue announcer to get things going.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the open conference of the Spikers Turf, where power meets passion in the year 2026. Live in San Juan City, this is match number 10 of the preliminary round, the matchup between the Alpha Insurance Protectors and their opponents, the 3B Event Masters. Introducing the 2 national referees officiating this match. Our first referee, Bobby Celso. Second referee, Irish Santos. Let's now meet the starters. First, for the Alpha Insurance Protectors. Middle blocker number 16, team captain Jeboy Apunyawan. Opposite hitter number 1, J.M. Ronquillo. Middle blocker number 8, Ray Sapanal. Outside spiker number 11, Jao Umandal. Another outside hitter number 15, Edward Camposano. And setter number 23, Sian Silang. Starting libero number 4, Maru Takeda. The head coach for Alpha Insurance is Mike Santos. And now the starters for the 3B Event Masters. Middle blocker number 13, team captain Bonjo Castel. Outside spiker number 5, Carl Bertal. Opposite hitter number 9, Israel Encina. Setter number 14, Andre Ferrer. Outside spiker number 17, KD Dainata. And middle blocker number 19, Christian Nulaes. Starting libero is number 11, Josh Tatu. The head coach for 3B Event Masters is RJ Francisco Jr. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Alpha Insurance versus 3B Event for the Spikers Turf where power meets passion.
Presenting our starters for this ball game for Alpha Insurance. Of course, they took a game in order to familiarize themselves with the likes of Chris Silang, Joshua Mandal, and JM Ronquillo, but they will be starting with the likes of Edward Camposano, Reysa Banal, and also Jeff Abunyawan in this matchup. On the other end, for the 3B Event Masters, I did hear from their head coach, RJ Francisco. He has been very impressed with the play of Christian Olaes, so he will be getting his second start. In their previous game, you also saw a switch-up in terms of their setters. RG Dacles started, but from sets 2 all the way to 5, it was Aldrey Mori Ferrer who then continued on with that position. So he will be starting for the first time in this conference. First point belonging to the aforementioned Olaes.
First point of the match. After that opposite hit, targeting long ball.
Wow, great delivery onto the middle. That's a familiar face for us. Raymond Sabanal still wearing the same colors from FEU to Alpha Insurance. It's green and yellow.
Green and yellow, but different shade of green
Yes.
here for him. Good first ball.
That was by Tainata. Olaes met at the middle. Yes, that was quite tough for Berdal. A good chance on the other end. JM Ronquillo. Good defense by Olaes. Silang onto the middle. See the activity of the players. We gotta give credit to them, but it's Alpha Insurance getting the point.
Well, again, that quick hit is proving to be effective for Alpha Insurance as early as now. Most of the time, single blocker lang yung middle attackers na when they go for that quick hit.
2-1. Camposano with a power serve. Berdal scoring off the block. That's one guy who will not back down against tall blockers in the Spikers turf. Sanay na rin naman siya na siya yung binabantayan ng kanyang mga kalaban. Wow, great timing by Olaes.
The coverage was there.
Still saved. Through and through for Encina. The counter comes from the back. Camposano tried to place that one. Oh, nobody there. But 3B wants a challenge. That's why they stopped.
Late na yun, late na yun. Wala na, late na yun.
Oh, they will challenge the back row hit of Alpha Assurance previously with a footfall, but I think medyo matagal na yung sequence.
It has to be an immediate challenge if you want to do it mid-play.
Right.
Hindi pwedeng papatayin yung bola at saka isa-challenge.
Sayang lang yun, no? Para kina Israel Encina. Because they still had a chance to win that point.
It was a free ball also from the side of Alpha Insurance, giving them a chance to set up their play, but miscommunication on the side of the setter and his attackers.
Coach RJ Francisco trying to argue that they pressed the button.
Let's take a look what happened there.
Pagka mid-play, yung mismong instance.
Di kasi natin makikita ngayon pa lang
Namatay na yung bola
kung
eh.
napindot na. You
Nung
saw
namatay,
the
tsaka
reaction of
yung
Encina
challenge.
signaling
Hindi
the
dapat
challenge.
ganun. Dapat bago pa lang, iaano mo. Okay? Pagka yung sinabing 7 seconds, pagka dyan sa net, tsaka ka nag-decide, pwede yun. Pero yung nag-rally, tapos lumabas, hindi pwede. Okay.
All right, so the challenge will not push through for the 3B Event Masters. Shank pass by Berdal. And this is a chance ball. Camposano goes left onto Umandal. Got a touch. That ball just goes beyond reach.
Well, of course, we know Jao Mandal, whenever he goes for that approach on the open hit, talagang malakas pumalo yan, challenging the blockers of his opponents. So if you're 3B, as much as possible, be solid on the block and floor defense.
How about that? Kenneth Dainata getting a point back.
Well, off the block, he got that point.
Personally, I'm very happy to see Dainata back in action here in the Spikers turf. Saw him with VNS before. Played for JRU in college. Great timing, but it's going to go out off of Bonch Castel.
But sayang, Castel was able to read that quick hit. Di lang ganun kaganda yung pwesto ng arms niya when he went for that block.
Castel getting a nod from his teammates before we proceed. JM Ronquillo, 5 serving 3. Ronquillo has been their most consistent scorer, and with that he gets an ace. So he's the only guy who has reached double figures in all of their 3 matches before this one. Had a dozen versus Capstars, 10 versus Criss Cross, and 10 versus Savage.
Very consistent in the scores from Ronquillo. Definitely one of the main guns for their squad.
Goes 1 out of 2 with his serves. An ace and an error. Here's Coach Mike Santos.
Yeah, I think he adjusted his contact dahil medyo short yung first serve niya and tried to change his target.
That's Israel Encina with a serve. Again on the quick, Bunyawan couldn't score. Here's Dainata. Was it a net touch? Yes.
Yes, there was a net touch. Hindi pa napapalo ni Dainata yung bola. Nakapito na yung referees natin. They already saw that violation.
Aminado naman ang
Oo.
kapitan ng Alpha Insurance. Ayun,
Patalon
gumagalaw na talaga. Encina played it short on the serve. No point for Jao. Bump by Datu to Kenneth. And Dainata sends it wide.
Trying to target that down the line. Too much of an angle lang, sayang. Because iniwan na ng blockers na open yung down the line.
It is now 7-5. Jao Mandal taking his turn. Had 21 big points in their previous game. Great save there by Ferrer. It's Camposano tried to drop it. The read by Bonch. That's tight. KD.
Oh, what an angle.
Silang faking the set. What a beautiful play, but still read by Encina. What a rally. Jao blocked. Jao crosses onto the other side. Practically a 5-on-6, but it still works out for Edward Camposano.
Well, ang ganda ng control na yun ni Jao Mandal because from the back row, usually yung motion niya pa-forward sa net. But he landed on the other side of the court, but still a finish here by Alpha Insurance. They're up by 3 points for our first technical timeout.
You're still watching the Spikers Turf Open Conference 2026. This is the match between the 3B Event Masters versus the Alpha Insurance Protectors. Now, talking about the Alpha Insurance Protectors, naikwento nga sa akin ni Head Coach Mike Santos that he and his new recruits had a mini open forum just before this game. Kasi medyo nahihirapan talaga sila in terms of gelling based on their past 2 games. In-open up nga ni Jao, JM, and Sia na nag-a-adjust pa rin sila since galing sila sa high-intensity system, while Alpha, of course, medyo kalmado talaga sila. Slowly but surely ang sistema ng Alpha. But of course, Head Coach Mike assured them that he is slowly adopting what he can from the boys and slowly but surely pa rin talaga ang atake nila. So let's see how things will go on from there. Back to you guys.
This really is one of the interesting stories that we anticipated for this conference. Kasi champions tong mga to eh. Diba? Maghihiwa-hiwalay yung mga yan, but they're still in their small groups. Now they're gonna take part in other systems, other cultures, pero sila mismo alam nilang may dala sila. So where do they stand? How does the mix work out for them, di ba? Ano yung kukunin mo mula sa mga kampyonato? Ano naman yung mananatili mula sa current team?
So I think the one thing na pinaka-okay sa mga ganyang situations is dalhin yung experience nyo sa bago nyong team and lead your team on how you did it, how you won championships, and how anong klaseng teamwork meron kayo inside the court. And that would be very beneficial for the whole squad. Because of course, like what you mentioned nga during the report din, na iba-iba yung sistema.
Yeah.
So kung ano yung sistema ng team na to, mag-a-adjust ka talaga. And I think communication will be a key factor then for this new squad.
But we do actually have to honor, as JM Ronquillo just gave us a fireball. We also have to honor the fact that, yes, Alpha Insurance is a new team in the Spikers Turf, but their coaching staff, this is well decorated. Which Mike Santos, Coach Arnold Daniel, recently champions to with PLBT sa PVL. So again, that's also championship experience for you. They're mixing it up. And it's good to hear from Ayan that they have conversations like that, some forums all together as Berdal gets a point, forcing an error off of Alpha.
So far, dumidikit itong 3B sa lamang ng Alpha. Hindi nila hinahayaan lumaki yung lamang nila on the scoreboard. They're down by 2 points.
And isn't this what you like to see from the underdogs? Just keep it close, give yourselves a chance to snatch one at the end. Ronquillo, nice dig by Dainata. That return's gonna sail outside off of Sabanal.
So we're seeing a lot of strong hits from Alpha Insurance, but ang ganda ng floor defense ng Event Master. So kahit gaano kalakas yung bola nila, especially pag open block, nadedepensa nila kagad. And their attackers trying to use the hands of their blockers to score points.
Pinabawi naman itong si Ray Sabanal, making it a 2-point advantage once more. Did mention at the start of our ball game, makikita mo na yan, the middle activation, very important for Alpha. Berdal, wow, that was way over and beyond.
But it was actually good for Berdal na target, paluin yung bola above the blocker, especially that was a triple block na in front of him. It's just that hindi ganun kaganda yung contact niya and timing. There was no spin on that attack.
Beautiful 1-2. What a read by Aldre Ferrer. He did have 4 points in their previous game.
Hindi na nakasabay yung blockers doon or medyo actually na late.
Ferrer serves. Sian goes to the pipe. That's Umandal. Scoring again.
Again from the back row, that was Jao Umandal.
His body was actually gliding to the right. That's why he fell a bit awkwardly. He's good to go. Nice pass. Berdal gets it back. Napakaliwa yung set niya, but not a problem for Carl.
Yes, nagawan pa ng paraan. But he had a good first ball. Ang ganda ng dating doon sa setter nila. But still, nagawan ng paraan. Take a look at that again. Dropping in the middle of the defense of Alpha.
Nice dig by Datu. Datu also comes from the Arellano Championship program alongside Berdal. JM cross.
cross court. Berdal was there. And sayang dahil na-check na rin ng blockers ng Event Masters. Napabagal na nila yung dating ng bola on their side. But hindi ganun kasolid yung floor defense nila during that sequence.
That makes it 3 points down for Ronquillo. Good play there for Encina. Almost worked. Chance ball. Ferrer who choose the left side now. Dainata scores.
So, ang ganda ng mga sets ni Ferrer. Nakakuha siya ng mga middle blockers ng Alpha Insurance. Kaya we're seeing a lot of single blocks for his wing attackers.
3B has a chance to give us a deadlock. 12-13. Olaes serves it in. That's going to go out for Ronquillo. It was clean. No touch by KD.
I think the set was a bit too low for Ronquillo on the reverse. Kaya medyo minadali niya yung approach niya and his reach was not that high.
Now we're tight, Paneng. 13 all.
Oh, that one is outside. Service error.
Let me check the score. Okay, the official tally is 15-13. There you go for Alpha Insurance. JM Ronquillo had an ace a while ago. Sumobra.
It sailed out.
Coach Mike staying calm. And we have a double sub for 3B. So RG Dacles, the previous starter, will check in alongside Kenneth Bartolome, who replaces Israel Encina. As you can see, hindi gaano katangkaran ng players ng 3B. But you can still offset that with different types of skills and your discipline on the floor. Wow, down the line, straight to the corner for JM Ronquillo.
Saktong corner na corner in the defense of 3B. And bumawi siya from his previous error, service error, and this time a solid down the line kill, giving them a 2-point advantage. We're at second technical timeout.
Hindi ko rin ine-expect na after kung makagraduate sa JRU and then from working days na makakabalik pa rin pala ako sa volleyball. So I am looking forward na yung excitement is mapakita sa loob ng court. Looking forward din na dito sa team na parang feeling ko mas magiging maganda yung run ng season ko compare sa last season. Kasi mas more na-develop and na-adapt ko na yung tinraining ko doon before sa VNS Griffins.
Good to hear that from Kenneth Dainata, otherwise known as Ken as well, within the team of 3B. Narinig ko, tinatawag din siyang KD. I think I want to call him KD.
Parang maganda nga yung KD.
Mas madali rin para sa atin yun eh. Dalawang letter lang eh.
Pero
Shout out
maganda
to-
naman, di ba?
Oo, maganda. Shout out to everybody inside the Phil Oil Center in San Juan. And thank you for joining us on Pilipinas Live. For those of you watching. Bartolome, how about that elevation?
You did mention na hindi ganun katangkaran yung lineup ng 3B. But with the skill and the talent, grabe yung spike approach na yon. And like what you said, the elevation, the reach, and that approach works well for their squad.
And isn't it just a perfect feeling, you know, for you to check in and immediately score a point just like that? Silang's been experimenting on those spinning sets, by the way. It's been working as Ronquillo scores again. Have you noticed it?
Well, parang hindi siya nakatalikod totally or nakaharap sa pinagsesetan niya. Like what you mentioned, medyo umiikot pa siya eh. Jump set na paikot bago niya iset yung bola.
I mean, I like watching it. It's pretty entertaining. Hindi naman siya natatawagan ng violation, so why not?
Maganda yung control.
Mandal sends that one through. A free ball. Berdal off the block.
That was a good one. Targeting cross court.
3B just keeping it tight. This would actually be a statement if they win this game. D-ball. Makili
high.
over the blockers. Oh, what a play.
Quite crafty.
Yeah, net touch. Sayang yun. Kung pumuntos na sana si Olais, that would have been a highlight of the season.
Grabe yung ikot niya na yun. Ma-drop yung bola. Take a
Ayun,
look
no?
at that.
Talk about animation on the court. Unfortunately, the net touch happened on their next contest. That's going to be an easy one. But Datu saved it. And again, will it be worth it? Berdal over the blockers. Almost did. And it will. We got to give that point to the libero.
That's
Joshua
right.
Datu.
Dalawang bola yon. Nasa kanya dumiretso. And ang ganda nung defense niya. Ang ganda nung taas in the middle. Take a look at that drop ball.
So that was the actual point by Carl Berdal. It's the Arellano connection paying off in that sequence before we welcome in the double sub. Or welcome back in the double sub in Ferrer and Encina.
What quality minutes for those two players from the event masters. Delivering well off the bench. You're only down by 1 point now.
With a full front line for Ferrer. Jao from the back. Sorry.
No, it was not that strong. Yung back row hit ni Omandal, comparing it to the previous back row hits from him. But parang ganda lang ng target niya in the middle and nahirapan pa makuha yun ng 3B.
I remember back in the World Championship, I used to dwell on it with you guys, kayo mga analysts. No? Kasi nagmumukhang combination yung mga back row hits as you get to see that Encina attack from the middle. Kasi parang pumapatong eh. Diba? May middle ka approaching the middle and then you have your back row attacker na as if umikot siya.
So parang ang nangyayari noon was yung middle attackers, parang nagiging decoy sila or screen for the back row hitters kaya hindi nakikita din ng blockers ng opponent.
We have a challenge ball in, ball out. 3B making sure that they will be heard this time around, that their challenge will be honored.
Kasi they called it right away. Hindi na nila hinayaan humaba yung rally.
Although this one ended the rally, the attack of Jao Umandal, we just have to determine whether or not it was in. And we're already by the 20s. We're nearing the 20s, so this could mean big things for 3B if successful. Ikaw ba, ano naging thoughts mo nung nalaman mo na, uy, babalik yung 3B and then you're gonna see the likes of Coach RJ and company again? That's it, by the way.
This one first, it was inside, so unsuccessful challenge here for the event masters. The point will stay with the Alpha Insurance. So going back to your question, I'm actually excited kasi parang nagkaroon uli ng bagong team, nagkaroon ng opportunities for other players na makalaro uli. And so far, ang ganda ng pinapakita nilang laro, especially floor defense and first ball. So talagang hindi mo maiiwasan itong team na to because they really can play solid volleyball.
Speaking of solid volleyball, when it comes to the clutch, normally Jao Mandal plays solid, and here he is coming alive.
Kailangan ma-activate yung depensa natin. Kailangan natin ma-counter-attack eh. Para mahabol natin yan eh. Okay? Ang problemahin, makadikit muna. Okay? Galaw endgame. Okay? Go, 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 go,
Galaw endgame. Yes, that is the call of Coach RJ. In terms of their previous games, the tightest set that they had was against BNS. Yun yung third set that they lost 25-27. After that, the separation, 4 points or more. Let's see if they can make it tight again. See that hang time? That was great hang time by Elias.
Parang may oras pa siyang tignan kung ano yung defense formation ng kalaban.
May tiklop din kasi yung legs niya eh. Yan ang literal na nakaupo at kumakapo. Nagkakape sa ere.
Nagkakape sa ere. Umiiwas pa sa blocker. May oras pang iwasan yung mga blockers nun.
That's Christian Olaes, another proud product of Coach Ralph Ocampo of VNS, as he serves that ball in, or straight to the net. So that's a point for Alpha. And now they're double sub. We'll check in JM Apolinario. And also they have Vince Adera, who's also a coach, by the way.
Playing coach.
Oh, playing coach yan. Bunch on the nice slide.
Quick tip na lang yun. Slide attack, but hindi ganun ka-okay yung timing niya on the approach, but still was able to convert that into a point.
20-22. That's gonna go in. Target practice for Israel Encina.
It was a long ball right at the end of Alpha Insurance, kaya minsan dun nakakagulo. Papasok ba o hindi?
Yeah. So now they're 1 point away from a potential deadlock. Encina backs it onto Nadera. Great elevation. Nice stop by KD. Slide again. Polinario with the read. Camposana sets it up. Nadera with a cross. And that was deadly.
Yeah, ang nipis ng palo niya no cross court. Earlier, there was a check ball from the middle blockers of 3B, but this time ayaw na ni Nadera, kaya naman iniwas na talaga yan sa cross court block.
That was so nice. 23-21. Double sub proving to be effective for Alpha Insurance. Jao Mandal will be serving. Back row, Bernal, porsyentuhan na ba? Unfortunately, that was wide.
But good decision from the libero of Alpha. He was there in that area, but pinakawalan niya yung bola because he knew that it was going out.
The read was made by John Maru Takeda.
Di pa tapos yan, ha? Again, kailangan natin maka-counter attack. Mangyayari lang yun pag nakaangat tayo ng bola. Okay? Tindihan? Sige lang. Okay lang yan. Bakit tayo, bakit kayo? Hey, 3B!
Now with their backs against the wall, can't afford a single mistake moving forward, at least for the next 3 sequences. Can they survive it? Make it an extended set number 1.
Well, they need to play perfect volleyball now and have a 3-0 run para maka-tie sa score.
Alpha Insurance with 3 set points. This is Jao Mandal. Datu, nice first ball. Dainata on the approach. Apolinario with a quick look, sending it right to Nadera. The dig by Ferrer. Datu back to KD. What a monster block. That's team captain Jeff Abunyawan.
Gustong-gusto niya yon, yung cross-court block na yon. Solid on the timing and a kill block there to end the first set. Kahit ang daming coverage ng event masters on that side, ang bilis ng balik ng bola, they weren't able to get that one.
His arms were placed perfectly. Had a good look as well onto his coach, Mike Santos. Set 1 belongs to Alpha Insurance. Back inside the Phil Oil Center in the city of San Juan for your Spikers Turf Open Conference in 2026. This is your matchup between Alpha Insurance and Protectors taking on the 3B Event Masters. So, in this game, we did see 3B. They kept it close, gave themselves a chance, but Alpha Insurance, they were able to have answers at the right moments.
Well, actually, 3B had a strong floor defense and first ball. It was just that Alpha had more firepower during that first set. A lot of open hits and opposite hits led by Ronquillo. But still, like what I mentioned earlier, na kahit nalalakas sa mga palo ng Alpha Insurance, yung solid floor defense ng Event Masters kept their score close to Alpha Insurance. I think the biggest lead was only 3 points. And nakadikit pa sila doon, 1 point na lang kailangan nila. But not during the latter part of that set. Multiple errors sila. Kaya lumaki na din yung lamang doon ng Alpha Insurance. But looking at the numbers for that set, halos dikit lang din. 16 attack points for Alpha, 1 kill block, and 1 service ace. But their errors, there are only 6 errors compared to 7 of 3B Event Masters. So we know that Alpha Insurance has a strong open hitters and opposite hitter. And naggagawa naman na paraan yun ng defense ng Event Masters. So I think coming to this second set is they should try to activate their middle attackers more dahil dun na nababasa ng Alpha Insurance yung mga open hitters nila. That's why they got a kill block, they were able to check the balls, and napapabagal yung dating sa side ng Alpha.
Again, 3B continue and even further improve what they're showing. There's Joshua Datu. I like the shot because you were talking about floor defense. Datu was all over the court in set number 1. There was even a sequence, the back-to-back yung digs niya. Off balance, but he was able to save it. KD as well. Nice shot, direct. Great timing. Kenneth Dainata also has displayed great floor defense. Just keeping it alive versus the likes of JM Ronquillo and Jao Mandal, who have combined for 10 points already. Oh! A lot of power there, but it was wide for Camposano.
But yung ang bilis na sequence, no? Nag-serve lang, good first ball, not that high, but the set was slow and fast. Kaya ang bilis din ang dating ng bola, but it was outside.
First point to 3B here in set 2. Pereira serves it in. Nice pass. Oh, wow. Great timing by Christian Elias.
So finally, a kill block in the middle. That was a good one-on-one during that sequence. Ola is getting that first kill block of this set.
Christian Elias, a proud product of La Salle, Las Marinas. So, hindi mo siya schoolmate pa rin.
Sister school pa rin.
Sister school. Dalawa kayong nasa lista ni Ayana dito eh. Well, that's going to be a point. The first for Alpha Insurance in set number 2. That's Sapanal. Sapanal has been very much alive. That's his 4th point already in this match. Sapanal getting his 2nd start in their conference.
Nice set.
That went inside. Dainata took the risk. Did not pay off.
Yeah, he was already there and looked like he will dig the ball, but hinayaan niya because he thought it was going out. But it flipped the line. Oh, it was way inside, I think.
Ang sakit nun, no?
Andun ka na.
Oh, andun ka na. You took the risk and then it fell inside. Good for them. It was a service error afterwards by Edward Camposano. 2-all. Carla Berdal. Yan tawag sa kanya sa 3B. Carla. That's an ace for Carla.
I love it. Oh, this is a good start for the Event Masters. 2 points advantage now.
Safely in for Berdal. Silang opening up. Dainata. Did he get a touch? Well, they will get the point.
Walang spin yung palo na yun ni Dainata, but still was able to clip the hands off the blockers. Take a look at that.
5-2, biggest lead for 3B. Umandal had mean intentions. He wants a check ball.
He was very sure there was a block touch.
The ball went straight to the bench of 3B. Here's a look at the coaching staff of Mike Santos. Alpha Insurance, you have to love the story of this team in the Spikers turf. Came in out of nowhere, gave themselves just a fighting chance to be a part of the league. Malaking bagay din kasi yung timing, no, na naging available yung ibang players for them to form a bit of a super team. That's gonna be a block touch.
There was indeed a block touch. So successful challenge for Alpha Insurance. The point will go to them, cutting down the lead of Event Masters to 2 points na lang.
3B ought to be very careful against the likes of Jao Mandal. Sapanal has 4 attack points. Service in. Zainata, cross. Sapanal with the dig. Gotta love that as a middle blocker. Oh, what a block. The ball went straight back onto Jao.
Well, Jao tried to challenge the blockers. Spiked the ball straight to the blockers. Kaya ang bilis din ng dating ng bola sa kanya. Ganda na nung block na yun.
Must feel good for Israel Encina. And you know what? As that's gonna go out, Israel Encina is the opposite spiker of 3B. In college, he was a champion with Emilio Aguinaldo. Ganyan yung hype niya, but he was a middle blocker.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
I bet that was a tough one.
Well, explanation lang naman sa akin ni Bonch Castel. Mataas kasi ang talon ni Israel Encina. Kaya naman, kayang-kaya niya pumalag sa gitna. As that is a service error by J.M. Ronquillo.
But like what we mentioned earlier din, no, na we noticed na hindi ganun katangkad yung lineup ng Event Masters. But it was their skill and their timing. Kaya kahit hindi ka ganun katangkad, basta kung maganda yung timing mo and yung pwesto mo when you go for the approach, the spike, and the block, okay lang eh.
That's right.
Hindi mo na mapapansin.
Ronquillo with the D-ball play. Turn the lead back down to 2, 5-7. This is something that we're so used to him doing. Just flying from the right, making it look like a front row attack. Mandal will serve.
Over ball.
Straight to a chance. Silang. D-ball again. That's inside.
Dulong-dulo again in the corner for Ronquillo.
J.M. Ronquillo tied with Umandal with 5 points after set number 1. He's back to his winning ways, just like how he started in this matchup. Now they have a chance to tie. Oh, nice ace. And we have a deadlock.
It all started with a solid serve from Umandal. Take a look at that again.
Datu now being replaced with a new libero. It's number 18, Christopher Limban. Now it's an error by Jao Mandal. And we have our first technical timeout in set 2.
You're still watching the Spikers Turf Open Conference 2026, where power meets passion. Now let's talk about the 3B Event Masters. Head coach RJ Francisco actually shared with me that he needs to see more from setter Aldre Ferrer. Now actually, inamin ni Coach RJ that he felt na medyo play safe talaga siya in the last game, and aminado si Aldre. But it's actually because he's been having a tough time balancing training and his corporate job, kaya medyo naging play safe talaga siya in the last game. But before today, he really immersed himself in the team. Ready na siyang sumugal with his sets today. He talked to his wings and thought of ways to counter Alpha's play since kilala naman niya talaga ang players ng Alpha. So he will be taking advantage of today as he is the main setter for this match. Your thoughts, Mix and Paning?
Well, kung sinabi sana ni Ayana na job lang, baka maintindihan ko pa yon, baka flexible hours. Pero corporate
If you're in a corporate job, tali ka dyan sa oras.
Oo.
Diba? You have to time in and time out. And I had an experience din na ganyan. It was tough, huh? Because, of course, you really need to manage your time.
May schedule niya in a day as we're gonna see a challenge. Corporate job. So that's 8 hours.
Yeah, usually 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., no?
Oo,
Or it's
tapos
either that or 9 to 6.
then titraining ka sa gabi, gano'n?
Yes.
Tindi nun. Smart hit by Edward Campusano.
Talagang iniwas niya yung blocker. Ang nipis ng palo na yon in the cross court. Take a look at that again.
Yun ang no-look, di
No
ba?
look. Definition of no look.
Yes.
Target facing down the line, but yung palo ang nipis sa cross court.
May mga moments ba na gano'n? Na-experience mo na ba yun na the only way for you to pull it off is to actually do, you know, some animation like a no-look?
Yes. Usually ganon. Or parang pag hindi kayo nagkasundo sa set or the set was too far from you, too near the net, talagang you have to think of ways how to send the ball over or to recycle. Kaya nagkaroon na din ng training na tinuturuan kami mga spikers sa mga no-look hits, how to use the blockers, how to recycle a ball.
I want to see that drill. Lahat kayo nagiging creative with the
Oo.
no-looks.
Masakit sa braso.
Ang sakit sa braso. Kala ko dun lumalabas yung personality nyo eh. Sa mga no-look na yan.
It's all in the technique. One mistake and then injury ka.
Oh no. It became serious that quick.
Oo, ganun siya.
It is 10-all. Good to see that smile from Raymond Sabanal. Campusano has 4 attack points. He serves. Chased by Ferrer. Yeah, that was gonna be easily covered.
Yan, nakita na yun ng blockers, isa-set sa open. And ang baba din ang set, kaya naman hindi na nagawa ng paraan ng spikers. Kailalim na siya.
That was too easy for the blockers. 11-10. It's Bental. Dug up by Silang. Campusano will send it to the left. Umandal. Bental again. Practically a chance. That's gonna go over. But there was a net fault. Yep. Net touch on the blockers of 3B.
Let's take a look what happened there during the last sequence. There, net touch. Down the line block. Service error. Free point given to the event masters. Kanina, Alpha yung palaging mahabol sa lamang ng 3B. And this time, sila pa nakalamang by a single point lang na kayang habulin ng 3B.
Ronquillo, this time from the front. Kung nakita nyo yung kaya niyang gawin mula sa likod, paano pa kaya sa harap?
But grabe yung hang time niya, ha?
Yes.
Ang taas yung talon niya. The set was not that high, but take a look at that hang time before finding that open and down the line.
13-11.
Oh, nice set.
Down the line for Dainata. That went in. Alam mo, iba na gumalaw to. I don't remember KD playing like this. That type of confidence when he was with DNS. ano yun eh, unti-unting umaangat. Right now, I'm just seeing a lot of swag, a lot of confidence from Kenneth Dainata. Love it.
I agree na mas confident nga siya ngayon. And not just in the front row ha, even in the back row, ang ganda ng floor defense niya in first ball. So all around good volleyball there for KD.
Itong hindi maganda. Marami tayong errors in this set alone.
For Alpha, naka 8 errors na sila just for this set. While for 3B, tatlo yung errors nila. So I think Alpha, that's a combination of service errors and attack faults from them.
Imagine that 66% of the points of 3B just given away by Alpha. Good save there by the libero. Unfortunately for Christopher Limpan, it's still Jao Mandal who will get the point.
Hindi malakas yung palo niya, but still, nagawa ng paraan. Ang bilis ng balik ng bola in the middle defense of 3B.
15-12. Like a 6-point swing now for Alpha as we get to see another error. That's number 9 in the set. Double sub, returning Bartolome and Dakles, who did play meaningful minutes in set number 1.
Off the bench, nakakuha kagad ng puntos. Earlier, si Bartolome. But let's see, quality minutes from them once again for this second set.
RG Dakles, the former UE Red Warrior. Serving that one in. Mababa. Dainata. Nice save by Camposano. Castel pushing it through. Silang pushes it to the open. And it just went wide for Jao Mandal.
Too much of an angle. That's their 10th error for this set.
Kalahati galing sa atake. Kalahati.
Galing sa service line.
Back row. Si JM Roquillo. May ano may onting pa-teaser pa para sa atin kung kunin niya o hindi. Just let that one outside and it's gonna be 16-14 on to the second technical timeout.
Pag tinapakan niya yung linya to make sure na paglagpas doon, outside na.
Siguro sa team na to, yung respeto nila sa mga bago, saka yung pag-welcome nila sa amin, talagang na-appreciate namin, talagang naramdaman namin na welcome din kami sa kanila. Mas pinapakita ko sa kanila yung paano kami mag-train sa Signal, which is talagang nadala ko sa Alpha. So ngayon parang lahat sila nakikaya talaga na ibigay yung best every training.
Ikaw ba Paning may naalala kang moment kung saan you had to go the extra mile just so you can connect with your new teammates?
Well, ang dami ko rin pinagdaanan na team, no? Right after Lasal during the professional leagues. And honestly, iba-iba talaga yung sistema. So, you really have to feed and adjust to what system meron yung team. And yes, there were a lot of sacrifices and a lot of learnings as well. But kung ano man yung makakatulong sa team, well, that's what you have to do.
Bartolome blocked by Abunyawan. As Jeff Abunyawan is having the time of his life and showing us good net defense in this game. Iba rin yung responsibilidad niya bilang kapitan. Gelling in the mainstays with the new players.
Oh,
That's gonna go on to near the lower box section, and it's Edward Camposano getting the point.
so nagsisimula na lumayo ang lamang dito ng Alpha Insurance.
They were down by 3 early in the
Yes.
set. Now up by 4. That's a swing of 7 points. Romel Baptista in the game as the service specialist. Back row for Berdal. Silang, good to recover. There's the bump onto the left. Datu digs it up. Berdal to Bartolome. Block and nobody home to cover that one.
You can see lahat sila just watching the attackers and nawala na sila sa pwesto ng coverage. They need to tighten that coverage because gumagana na back-to-back ang blockings nitong Alpha Insurance.
You have a timeout for Coach RJ Francisco. Down by 5.
Ha? Totoo yun guys, lamang tayo sa gitna eh. Ha? Gamitin ang gamitin. Okay? Sugal lang, sugal lang, sugal lang, sugal. Ha? Sugal, sugal, sugal.
G!
Okay, TV!
Master!
Carl Berdal and company looking for answers. And let's see if they can actually win the battle in the middle, as Coach RJ mentioned. They have Bunch Castel right there. Tainata tried to play it sharp, did not make it to the other side.
Well, I actually agree to their coach na maganda nga yung pinapakitang atake ng mga middle attackers ng 3B. But what's missing now for this second set is their steady first ball. Halos wala nang dumadating sa setter nila kaya they weren't able to activate those middle attackers.
Yes. It's always the first step to success. Did see a substitution here. So we have John Vincent Ramos in the game. Castel tried to reach for that one, but the set was too high.
Yeah, it was too high, especially for a quick hit.
Now we have new player checking in, Denzel John Nacerna. 21-14, separation created by Alpha Insurance. Ramos, nice dig by Takeda. Back row for Ronquillo. Ramos again, 3 blockers.
Nice defense. Oh!
Nice placement. Ganda ng lagay ni Jeff.
And I like that. Parang may nakita akong nanulak eh. I think it was sila trying to push his open hitter kasi medyo nakaharang.
Ayun. Konting ganun lang.
Oo.
Konting bigay lang.
That happens, especially of course, hitters really wants to set that ball or get that second ball. Pero pag may nakaharang sa kanila, they will really nudge that teammate.
I've actually seen worse.
Usually, mga middle attackers yung victim sa mga ganun eh. Like, after a block, pagbaba, sila yung nakaharang sa pwesto.
As long as nobody gets hurt, we'll take it. 3B though, needing to provide answers. The lead is ballooned on to 8. Chance ball, Apolinario. Nice play, and Alpha loved that.
We're off the bench, Ivan Lacerna. That was his first point of the match.
It's wide open.
Yes. It all started with the fake set of Silang. Kala mo sa middle is a set.
Baptista continuing to serve. Another chance. Nadera soaring high. Takeda with coverage. Oh, what a save. Apolinario sending it through. 3B to capitalize. Nope. Chance on the other end. Nadera pushes. Great activity. Onto the right. Bartolome. Takeda right there. Nadera will give it up. Free ball. Best look for 3B. Ramos.
Oh, nice dig.
The bump. Onto Lacerna. Chance on the other end. Ramos again. Nice rally. What a rally.
Oh!
Coverage present. Lacerna.
Oh!
Did not make it through.
That was a long rally. I think that was the first one that we've seen for this match. Grabbing defense and coverage of both squads.
You know what? I actually sensed how everybody was enjoying it. May moments din na even the players on the floor were loving it.
Nakasmile and tumatawa pa sila actually after getting a dig.
Lacerda seems to be a favorite of Alpha. The team is really cheering for him at the bench and even the crowd.
He already scored 2 points.
I think Ayana can help us out with this one. Ayana, what is up with Denzel John Lacerda? Bakit parang siya yung paborito ng kanyang koponan? Try to find out later on. 24-15, 9 set points. And that's a monster block yet again to end another set. It's Raymond Sabanal.
Well, during the first set, they ended that with a kill block, and this time, another kill block to get this second set win. Much solid performance there for the Alpha Insurance.
It is a 13-point turnaround in set number 2. Alpha up 2 sets to love. Two sets to none in favor of Alpha Insurance versus 3B, 25-21, 25-15. Mind you, at the start of set number 2, 3B actually had a 3-point advantage. Then everything just turned around. What happened there, Paning?
Well, like what you mentioned, ang ganda ng start ng Event Masters for that set. And then Alpha Insurance, sila palagi nagpe-play ng catch-up, not until nagkaabot tayo ng 13. Doon na nagsimula magtuloy-tuloy yung magagandang puntos ng Alpha Insurance. It all started with solid and steady service from their squad. And talagang bantay na bantay nila yung mga open hitters ng Event Masters. And we saw a lot of kill blocks from them. And ang ganda nung transition play also from the Alpha Insurance na it's not just always open hitter or opposite. Even the middle attackers, nakakakuha din ng blockers ng 3B. And looking at the statistics, clearly Alpha dominating on the attack department with 14 attack points comparing it to 3 only ng 3B, and still using their strength in the blocking department. 5 kill blocks and 1 service ace, but they did have a lot of errors, parang hati yan, no? 5 na attack errors and 5 service errors, but because of those attack points, parang lumayo na yung score nila. Hindi na natin masyadong napansin yung errors, but still, it was a good run for the Alpha Insurance na talagang they stayed composed even though they were playing catch-up, and nawala na yung momentum sa Event Masters.
But remember, we talked about the 5 service errors and 5 attack errors sa kalagitnaan pa lang ng set 2. So after that, sa dulo, malinis na talaga yung pinakita nila.
Yes.
Romel Baptista just spent a long time serving for Alpha Insurance. What a stretch that was for them. They even got to activate players off the bench, including their favorite apparently. Yung sini-cheer talaga ng lahat, si Denzel John Lacerna. Let's see what Ayana can tell us about him later on. We already have some insight from Jao Mandal, pero antayin natin yung masasabi ni Ayana about that. By the way, this is Mix Gomez at your service alongside Paneng Mercado, Deconix Water.
Super kompleto. No, you said my name.
Oh yes, binagalan ko pa. Para sure.
The emphasis.
First point belonging to 3B, that was Israel Encina. Siya po yung sinasabi ko kaninang middle blocker ng college at ngayon ay opposite spiker na. Nice pass. Baptista, point off the block. Yan ang gusto mo naman makita mula kay Romel. Because normally, he's playing at the back as a service specialist. Ito ngayon, deserve na naman siya. But for him to get chances to actually attack in front, we would gladly take that.
And actually, he will start for their squad, replacing Jao Mandal for this third set.
Can he serve continuously? Still saved. Takeda sends it through. Ferrer on to Bonch Castel. We haven't felt him that much in this game.
Oh!
Camposano with a lot of firepower.
What an angle. Parang ang bilis lang nung clip niya sa bola no, when he went for that attack, and what a reverse set there by their libero.
Alam mo, ang napapansin ko pa nga, yung form ni Camposano, parang hindi siya buong buo. Parang at some point, his body just fades. Yung natitira na lang yung arm niya dun sa initial na buwelo niya. But he still is able to send it through. He has scored points.
Parang hindi ganun kalaki yung wind-up niya no, whenever he goes for the open hit.
Marami din kasi siyang mga lagay-lagay here and there. Oh, that's gonna be a point with power. JM Ronquillo.
Ronquillo is a steady scorer for their squad.
Is he the first to reach double figures?
Yes, he is the first. 10 points so far from Ronquillo.
So, consistent siya in all of their 4 games in this conference. Double figure scorer si JM Ronquillo. KD sending it long. Four to 2. Raymond Sabanal now serving. Oh, very flat. Was it the toss?
Okay na yung flat serve. We want that float serve. It's just that the contact is masyadong mababa. The toss was too low, kaya yung contact na sumunod na lang doon, mababa na din. Straight to the net.
That makes it 3 to 4. Abunyawan almost got it back. KD. 2 blockers, no problem.
Bumawi siya after his previous attack error. Take a look at that. In between 2 blockers.
4 all. Ronquillo, tumama ba sa blockers?
Yeah.
Yes.
Off the block. so far, si Ronquillo, steady yung kanyang attack points. Ang taas ng efficiency niya whenever silang goes for the back row set for him or even in the opposite set. Good serve.
And because it was a relatively good pass, Elias was activated at the middle. Kanina pa hinahanap yan ni Coach RJ Francisco.
Yun yung nawala nung second set because they were not able to have good first ball na abot sa setter nila.
Five all. Susano. He paused mid-air.
Yes, I saw that too. And naging screen siya for that play. Akala mo isa-set sa kanya yung missile lang yung bola on the quick hit. But take a look at that. Hindi na nakita nung middle blocker na yon dahil sumabay sa middle attacker ng Alpha Insurance.
Elias had to reach for that one. Baptista got a touch. And here's KD. Overdid it. No block touch as well. It did sound clean. 7-5. Edward Camposano.
Oh, good serve.
Nice save. Good recognition by Takeda. 1-2. Ferrer is catching everybody off guard.
Parang lahat pumupwesto pa sa defense nila after that scramble. But that was a good decision from Ferrer to go for the 1-2 play.
That was the error a while ago by Kenneth Dainata for the 1-2. The second 1-2 of Ferrer in this game. Oh! What a lucky break. You'll take it if you're KD.
Well, a point is a point. We're tied at 7. Take a look at that service ace once again.
Just that perfect spot.
Oh,
Bedal down the line. We've missed that. It's been quite a while since
Yeah.
Carl Berdal has been activated. And 3B will lead us to the first technical timeout.
You're still watching the Spikers Turf Open Conference 2026 where power meets passion. This is the Alpha Insurance Protectors going against the 3B Event Masters. Now, Mix and Paneng, I just got the answer to your question. Favorite na favorite talaga nilang Alpha itong si Danzel Lacerna because nakakahawa daw ang hyper energy niya. Pag siya yung nasa court, pag siya yung nakakascore, he celebrates in the most exaggerated way possible. Kaya lagi nilang sinasabihan si Danzel to create those points so that they can feel his energy and good vibes in every game para hindi lang mabigat yung feeling on the court. Not only do the OGs of Alpha love him, but even the new recruits and kitang-kita naman, pati yung supporters ng Alpha, they all love him. Back to you guys.
So let's hope that he will be reinserted later on so we can observe those celebrations off of Mr. Lacerna. Actually, ang ganda ng explanation ni Ayana, no? Kasi yung nakuha naming explanation, pareho naman. Pero isang word lang.
isang term lang.
Isang term lang. Sabi sa amin ni Joe Mandal, hyperboy namin yan eh. And that's it. Yun yung expanded version mula kay Ayana. This was our most recent point. Carla, ang nipakitang gilas. That's gonna go out for 3B. 9-all.
Oh, close third set.
We have seen a handful of service errors in this match, Paneng.
Well, from 3B, after that service error, that was their 6th error for this game. But Alpha Insurance naman, 10 service errors. And we're just at the start of the 3rd set.
Nice save off of the hit by Bautista. Different option now, Ronquillo. The net was moving. 3B saying it was not over.
But at least they were able to press that challenge button fast enough.
Okay. So the goal for 3B is to prove that they did not touch the ball.
Because it looked like na hindi nag-over yung attack na yun on the opposite. But the net moved, so we'll see if there was a block touch.
It did look low for Ronquillo, right?
It did, yes. And he tried to parang madaliin niya yung approach niya para maabutan niya yung bola. But we'll see if it was a successful attack from him.
If you missed it, by the way, Savage won earlier today versus VNS in straight sets. Actually, yung first 2 days ng Spikers, they're puro straight sets eh. Nung Sunday.
That was the first.
Oo, nag-apat at 5 eh. Nag-5 sets yung 3B tsaka VNS. What a game that was. Okay, was there a touch? Mukhang malinis.
Oh.
Ah, meron.
Oh, there was.
So the challenge would be unsuccessful. It's kind of hard to see with that angle. Oh, si Coach Archie tinitignan na rin.
Para mas malapit, let's be sure.
So, as it stands, it is 10-9 in favor of Alpha Insurance. And serving is their service specialist, who now has become a part of the rotation, like the starting part. Romel Baptista, but was it the wrong server?
I think it was the wrong server. Earlier, they were asking, the coaches asking their players, who will be the next server? But they didn't confirm it with the referees kasi pwede naman yung tanongin nila, who will serve? Because of that rotational error.
Parang nabawi yung challenge.
Yes, point will go to 3B. We're tied at 10.
Palakpak na lang si Coach Mike Santos. Let's move forward. Ferrer serving. Nice serve. But nice receive as well. Ronquillo, point off the block.
Yes, bawi for Alpha Insurance.
Again, the attack was so strong. Off the block, it sailed straight onto the crowd. You know what would be nice? Kung pumunta yung bola sa crowd, sa'yo na yung bola. Mag-i-enjoy yung crowd niyan.
Oh, for sure. Free ball?
Oo. Dapat sobrang laki ng budget mo, eh, no?
Oo
To pull
nga
that
eh.
one off as we get to see this replay of Berdal scoring off of the blockers. Ronquillo, nice. That looked really smooth.
Yes, so far, no, yung mga attacks niya, ang taas ng attack efficiency niya. And ang bagal niya mag-approach. The contact was always high.
Now, this is where it gets even more interesting. We have Nat Del Pilar checking in for Jeff Abunyawan. I'm sure a lot of you guys are familiar with Nat Del Pilar. Kakampiyan ni JM Ronquillo sa DLSU. Encina was really facing the side for that one, and he did get the block touch.
He did. Take a look at that again. Alam mo na nasa cross-court dadaan yung bola eh.
His body was really tilted that way. Nice back set.
And again, clean hit there on the opposite from Ronquillo.
We gotta mention, Paneng, Sion Silang had 19 excellent sets in the first two sets.
That's right. And for sure ngayon, tumaas pa yan.
Oo.
We're still at the middle part of this third set.
Oh, what an ace.
Back-to-back points from Ronquillo, giving them a 2-point advantage for this set.
It's 15 now for Ronquillo in this matchup. They have a timeout.
Boys, tara, tara, tara! Sobrang dami ni Ronquillo dito, oh. Sino to? Joshua, mga quicker. Huwag kayo masyadong sumagat dito. Ayan, oh, ang laging palo. Ito lang, oh. Ito, pinakross niya. Huwag kayo sumagat dito sa down the line. Ito. Medyo kanan.
Coach, kulong na lang kaya nila tong area na to. Wala na akong pumapatak dito eh.
Meron.
Sa 4?
Meron.
Kaya na habulin dito eh.
Yes, so.
Sige, doon na.
Guys, importante makakata yung depensa. Kailangan maka-counter.
3B! Masters!
He's so effective that they're really planning to counter that. That right pin option, which has been this man, JM Ronquillo. This was his ace.
But earlier, naka 3 attack points siya before that service ace. So really, Ronquillo is giving a problem here for the event masters. And how are they going to answer his right opposite hits?
It's a good start for 3B, activating Olaes. And Sina now proceeds to the service line. Ito namang si Olaes, middle siya ngayon, diba? Apparently, nanggaling namang opposite yan. So para sila nagpalit ni Encina, which makes them versatile together. As Encina gets a service ace.
Well, yun yung ganda, no? Na pag comfortable ka to play in different positions, parang alam mo kung paano game plan or anong klaseng approach and sets ang gusto mo from your setter, na kahit saan ka ilagay ng coach mo, okay, gagana ka.
Yes. This is Camposano.
Oh!
Tragic miscue. Kita mo, sabay din silang nag-react.
Oh, I saw the reactions. Parang nagkagulatan pa sila. It was a soft touch right in between, in the middle of the defense of 3B. Sayang yung ganun, no? Parang easy chance na lang for them.
15-14, Dainata denied. One more for KD. 3 blockers. Takeda puts it up. It's Baptista. Tipping it through. Nice. Nice read by Romel Baptista.
And again, yung middle defense ng 3B, dun sila nabubutasan dito ng Alpha Insurance. Take a look at that drop ball behind the blockers. Ang layo na ng defense doon ng 3B.
Sa pro, hindi na kailangan ng patibayan ng kondisyon eh. Although siyempre yung conditioning nandiyan pa rin yan. Pero mas prepare namin yung service receive, tsaka yung communication sa isa't isa kasi bago. Pinagihan namin na mas mag-gel pa kami sa loob. Mas pinag-igihan pa namin bawat kulang ng bawat isa. So willing naman silang makinig bilang captain ball nila, willing naman silang makinig, sumunod para sa kabuti ng team.
Bonch Castel is 32 years old. So ano na yan? Yan yung mga tipong alam niya yung value ng conditioning. Diba? Taking care of his body. Pero matanong ko lang, Paneng. Ikaw ba? When did you start? At what age did you start feeling your body trying to tell you na parang tama na?
Well, for me kasi, iba yung conditioning nung university days compared
Wow.
to the professional ranks, no? Na parang mas grabe yung conditioning namin back in DLSU. Training like 6 times a week, even twice a day.
Yeah.
And we were, ano pa noon, bata pa kami noon, di ba? So parang mas madali kaming makakuha ng condition. But once I turned late 20s, doon ko na nafe-feel na even missing a day or 2 of training, sobrang pagod na ako pagbalik ko.
Well, the good thing is you're still in the world of volleyball, talking
Yes.
about it, sharing your wisdom, as we get to see another service error. Again, double figures in terms of service errors in this game for Alpha. Good thing is they're still up by 2. This is Kenneth Dainata. Del Pilar activated for the first time. Datu bumps it. And Carla will get the drop.
Giving them a taste of their own medicine. Dropping the ball behind the blockers. Kanina, doon nakakuha na madaming puntos dito ang Alpha before the technical timeout. This time, ang layo din ang defense. And there was a miscommunication there in between Ronquillo and Baptista.
A chance to tie now for 3B. Silang to Baptista. What a game for Romel Baptista.
Yes. Starting this third set. And one of the go-to persons or players for their squad.
4 points now to show for Romel Baptista.
Oh!
Okay, panoorin itong si Christian Olaes.
Oo.
Very entertaining at the middle. It looks unorthodox with the way he approaches and he folds his body. Kakabahan ka rin na baka matamaan ng paan niya yung net. But it's clean.
And you did mention kasi previously na opposite hitter siya. So I think the approach and the body form was the same na pang wing attacker.
There you go. There's the explanation. But that's a nice block by Ramos. Working with Bonge Castel. Looks to be Bonge who got the touch.
And we're tied at 18 after that kill block from the event masters.
Parang tigisa sila ng kamay. Silang, D-ball.
Oh!
Why not? You saw the excellent sets tally a while ago. It was around 26-9. You can already imagine how many excellent sets Silang already has for his own in this game. It's at least 24 now for Silang.
Oh, good check.
Oh, no more save.
So isahan na lang tayo dito at the latter part of this third set.
Oh, we'll take it. We'll take a showdown at any moment. That was Ramos. JB Ramos with the point. 19-all. Aldre Ferrer. Over ball. Easy drop. And now, 3B takes over.
After that service ace, they're targeting Baptista. Take a look at that again.
Sian tried to save it to no avail. Can 3B pull off a set 3 win? Back set, JM. At this point, might as well go to him over and over if you're Sian Silang.
Especially na he is in the front row now. And he has the hot hand. Yun yung kanina pang hindi masagot ng event masters. And how are they gonna stop the attacks of Ronquillo?
Campusano checks out. JJ Javelona, another former UAAP MVP, checking in for the first time. This is a deep bench if you think about it for Alpha Insurance. Billy Anima is not even in uniform for today. 20-all.
Nice serve.
Ferrer had to chase that one. And Sina denied. Open zone 1.
Good block there for Alpha Insurance. Take a look what happened there during that last sequence. Saan bumagsak yung bola? Dun sa dulo, zone 1 ng 3B.
21-20. Sumobra. Race to 4.
We're tied at 21.
Gandal sends it in. Ronquillo. Another point for JM Ronquillo.
Pag kailangan nila ng puntos, they will go to Ronquillo.
This is actually the best performance already of JM Ronquillo in the Open Conference. Before this, his conference high was 12. JM, cross, it's in.
Back-to-back points from him.
He can actually reach 20 if he wants to. They have a timeout, 23-21.
Basta ang game cap, ito lang yung server. Okay? Yan, para hindi siya magkarga. Now, sa kanyang guys, galawan na natin. Ba't di natin makuha si Ronquillo? Wala tayong second move. Yung palo niya parang ispil lang ng kucho. No? Hindi siya katulad ni Ramirez ng tuldok. Gagalaw lang natin eh. Tanggal tayo. Wala.
Guys, kailangan natin one stop to. Itong puntos na to.
Dalawa. Okay,
Masters!
To explain why Coach RJ Francisco was talking about JM Ronquillo like that, Paneng, his numbers.
Well, so far he already has 19 points coming from converting 17 points out of 26 attack attempts. So that's like 65% efficiency from him.
Oh, that's a cross. Yes, he crossed the line. That was a tough save though by JM Ronquillo, making it 22-23.
But they still have a 1-point advantage now with their leading scorer in the front row. So you would expect that Silang will go for Ronquillo. Especially he has the hot hands now and still unanswered defense from the side of 3B whenever he goes for that right side pin.
As expected, JM Ronquillo with a 20-piece in this game.
That's a 20 points. JM Ronquillo, take a look at that again. A very good connection between him and Silang for this game.
That's 18 out of 27. 66.7% efficiency for JM Ronquillo. Now checks out Vincent Nadera and JM Apolinario. Double sub back in to try to finish this one off. 2 match points. KD, ball returned by Nadera. First 2 sets ended with a monster block.
Oh, nice defense by Apolinario.
Oh, it still goes through for JJ. Encina.
Good check.
Chance. JM. Vincent. That's it. Will it be a chase?
Oh,
yes,
nice
it's
chase.
still alive. Good
Chance
effort.
here.
Oh, what a block! Cristiano Laes. How about that sequence for 3B just staying alive in this match?
Andun yung hustle ng 3B, really trying to save that ball, sending it over. And Alpha Insurance had the chance there to finish this game, but with a solid block of 3B, hindi pa daw.
Oh! Now it's an ace. 24-all.
That was a... But it started from 22 to 24, yeah? And now we're tied. Extended third set.
This will be the first extended set for Alpha Insurance in this conference. The second for 3B. Apolinario to the open. Javelona getting a point back. A much needed side out for Alpha Insurance.
And it was a drop ball pa, ha? Na because the set was a bit too near the net, nahirapan siya sa approach doon. Binitawan ng blockers. And because of that, na iba din yung position ng defense in the back row. They are at match point now.
25-24. Hang time for Elias. And just like how it ended in the first 2 sets, it's going to be a block to win it for Alpha Insurance. Romel Baptista getting that last point.
Well, they used their strength in the blocking department, and we saw that yung mga last point nila for each and every set, ending it with a kill block, really focusing on that strength. But it was a scare for Alpha Insurance.
Oh, yes.
Well, nakahabol doon ang 3B. But,
Again, it was their first extended set. But the good thing is napasaya tayong mga nanonood. And we will gladly take that ending. Alpha Insurance improves their record to 2-2. 3B goes down to 1-2.
You're still watching the Spikers Turf Open Conference 2026, and that concludes our second game for today's doubleheader. The Alpha Insurance Protectors going against the 3B Event Masters, with Alpha taking home this match in just 3 sets. Joining me now is the best player of the game, Sian Silang, our setter of Alpha. Congratulations, Sian. Grabe, 24 excellent sets. Kagaya nga ng sinabi mo kanina, a lot na yun for a 3-setter game. Okay, congratulations.
Thank you.
You lost the past 2 games. Ngayon, nanalo na kayo. As a setter, I wanna know, kamusta naman yung pag-gel mo sa team, especially as a setter, yun talaga yung pinaka-important. Kamusta naman?
Ayun nga, kasi new team, di ba, Alpha. So, sumusunod lang ako sa system nila. Kasi, nung Signal, may system din kami. So, ayun, ibang team, so ibang system. Kaya, as a setter, sunod lang muna ako sa kanila.
Actually, nakwento sa akin ni Coach Mike, medyo nagka-open forum nga kayo in terms of the difference ng mga systems. Ngayon, as of this moment, sa game na to, 4th game mo with Alpha, kamusta yung siguro improvement na in terms of gelling after today's game?
Ayun, sa training pa lang kasi kaming galing sa Signal. Ayun nga. Kung ano yung natutunan namin sa Signal, parang itinuturo rin namin sa mga players sa Alpha. Yun, parang sineshare din namin sa kanila. Kaya, as a kuya na din, kasi yung iba sa kanila, mga below sa amin, mga bata pa. So yun, nakikinig naman sila sa amin. Yan.
I think slowly but surely nakikita naman natin yung improvement ng Alpha. Kaya congratulations, Sian. Now, before I let you go, syempre, I'm sure meron kang gustong i-shoutout. Go ahead.
Shoutout sa asawa ko, kay Chelsea, and sa baby ko, kay Ana. Then sa Alpha, sa mga boss, ayun, thank you. And sana manood pa po kayo ulit ng games namin. And
okay, thank you so much. Once again, Sian Silang, our best player of the game, 24 excellent sets and 1 block. Congratulations, Sian. Back to you, Mix and Paneng.
Yes, hindi natin kakalimutan yung 1 block na yan. But an average of what? 8 excellent sets per set?
That's right.
Sobrang taas nun.
3 sets lang tayo, but he was still able to get 24 excellent sets. And also, special shout out then to their leading scorer, si Ronquillo, because he got 20 points for this game coming from 18 attacks and 2 service ace. And nung 3rd set na yon alone, he was able to get 11 points with converting 10 points out of 12 attack attempts. So that's more than 80% efficiency. But of course, with Silang, very steady on the sets, really activating all of his attackers with good connections, especially with his opposite hitter and open hitter. So that was a good game, not just for Silang, but for the Alpha Insurance in general.
Well, very good for Alpha Insurance because they did lose in their last 2 games. So at least this gets them back onto the winning column, trying to build some momentum for themselves. Also in 3-set fashion, kahit na may onting scared ay sa banda dulo, napasaya ang ating mga manonood. Alpha Insurance back on track, even able to activate this man right here, Romel Baptista, getting some points here and there. Itong ating stats in the 3rd set.
Looking at the numbers once again, with Alpha dominating on the attack department with 17 attack points and 2 kill blocks. Yung isa doon, yung last point nila to end this match, and also 1 service ace, but still both squads had 6 errors for that set, but sayang din yung habol no ng 3B event masters at the latter part of that set, but their hustle was not enough to get that 3rd set win. But of course, Alpha Insurance had 1 goal, is to get this win, and it was in straight sets.
So that's it. That wraps up our day for the Spikers Turf Open Conference here inside the Phil Oil Center. But we will return on March 6 for Crisscross versus 3B, to be followed by AEP Capstars versus the Savage Spin Doctors. So please do join us at 3 p.m. on March 6. Maraming salamat po sa inyong panonood. For Ayana Perlas and Paneng Mercado, the Iconic Sporter, my name is Mix Gomez. Thank you everybody and good night.